At the NAMM show in 2015, Teenage Engineering launched the first three pocket operators, the PO10 series, which included the PO12 Rhythm, the PO14 Sub, and the PO16 Factory. They soon followed up with the 20 series and the 30 series, and we all know where it went from there. Last year, they launched a single device, the EP-133, which they dubbed the KO2. The Knockout 2, which hinted that it might not be a single one-off device, but rather the start of a new series. And today, they virtually confirmed this hypothesis that the EP will become a collector series with the launch of the new EP device, the EP-1320 Medieval. In the model of the Pocket Operator series, the new EP-1320, probably named for an epic year in the medieval era, uses practically the same exact hardware form factor as the EP-133. Now, this first in the series, the EP-133 KO2, got a lot of attention and some controversy with questionably insufficient protective packaging, some fader problems on some devices, aka fader gate. But the device was reasonably priced at $299, the same price now as the 1320, and seriously, it was a blast to use. The second in this apparent series launches today, August 6th, 2024, and like the Pocket Operator series in which each device had a theme, this EP device also has a theme. It's medieval. This device, from a hardware perspective, as I said, is apparently, on the outside at least, exactly the same as the EP-133, all even down to the Lego compatibility. This device, from a hardware perspective, is apparently, on the outside at least, exactly the same as the 133, but with different colors and some clear connections to the medieval theme, notably the font, both on the buttons, body, and even on the electronic LED, and the language on the help documentation, where they offer you to maketh a beat. There are some minimal changes on the device features, but for the most part, the workflow is exactly the same as the EP-133. So if you learn how to use projects, patterns, and scenes on the EP-133, you should have no problem at all using the 1320. I found these two EP series devices so far more similar than the different Pocket Operator series. The sounds are what mostly differentiates this device from the EP-133, and it seriously leans into the medieval theme. Not to mention that the stock sounds are now reportedly locked and cannot be removed by the owner. The memory in the two devices is different. While the original 133 was 64 megabytes, the new is 128 megabytes, but there's a huge caveat. It only has half the user accessible memory, since 96 megabytes of the 128 is locked up in the stock sounds and demo songs. The sounds also come a bit less organized than they were on the 133. They just go in order from 1 to 220. So there is no strong grouping by number as there was in the 133. The demo songs are also a new twist. There are 9 demo songs which are selectable tapping the Demos button and then 1 through 9, which immediately starts playing the demo song. I love that I can play along with the demo songs using the sounds that are locked into the channels for each song, and they just sound great with the demo background. The thing that bothered me about the demo song so far is that while I can temporarily play and even record new notes on top of the song, which are not saved, I cannot see what sounds the demo song is playing on each note the same way I can on one of my own project patterns. It's a bit strange also that it seems I'm stuck in keys mode on some channels and I can't tell which ones, and changing a sound in the demo doesn't seem to have an effect on the demo itself. All that said, the demo songs truly give a strong sense of how the medieval themed sounds can be used. The effects between the two devices do have some minor differences from what I can tell. There's one additional effect on the EP-1320 in terms of number, and each of the effects might be a little bit different. I haven't had a chance to compare them one for one with all of the parameters. The one important thing I have not been able to try yet adequately yet is the companion web app, which should let us manage the sounds on the device and update the firmware, archive and restore projects, and presumably more. On the EP-133, this web-based sample tool is easy to use and pretty important to the whole experience. I absolutely love it. If you're a fan of Teenage Engineering's Pocket Operator series, you'll likely become a fan of the EP series. At least we assume it'll be a series now that there are 2. And starting on the ground floor and collecting the second in the series is something you'll likely do. You'll just need to own them all as they're released. And if you're making medieval period videos or scoring the soundtrack for the next Game of Thrones series, or helping a friend with the soundtrack and effects for the Shakespearean play they're doing, you'll definitely need to own the EP-1320. Now, let's get into the sounds and hear all of the individual sounds from 1 to 220, and then a taste of the demo songs.
Kaisim donan dwelioga ba.
Oh yeah.